Hello.
Hi.
Hi, and welcome to As We Go, episode 4, numero cuatro. We are your host,
I'm Khalid, but you can call me KK.
and I'm Leah. And today we are talking about as we take flight
Yes.
because we have Khalid who will be taking a very exciting flight in just a couple days as he crosses the Atlantic and heads to Europe, starting his journey in Germany. How you feeling, buddy?
Oh, I'm feeling everything right now.
Ooh, I
I'm feeling
bet.
everything. I'm more excited than anything.
Yeah, what are some things you're really excited for?
Yeah. I'm excited to see Vicky.
Of course.
Go dance with her some more. I'm
Yes.
excited about this dance like Beyonce workshop
I'm
we're
excited
doing
for those
Sunday.
stories. So excited for that
I'm
one.
really excited about that. I'm excited to see some new places.
Yeah.
New places. I recently found out that some other friends who I met in Mexico, they're going to be in different parts of Europe,
Nice.
like these upcoming months. So seeing them, that's going to be exciting. Seeing them.
Are you excited for
Yeah.
the flight? Like, how long is it? It's a pretty decent flight you got going on, right?
I think altogether, like even the flight from here to New York is probably about 10,
Oh, that's not too bad.
10 hours.
So you don't have any long layovers?
No, not at all. I have a 2-hour layover in New York. Yeah, that's
That's
smooth.
it.
That's smooth.
That is very nice. I
Yeah.
know when I get there, I'm gonna have like 3 layovers, or no, 2 layovers, but 3 flights. So
Okay, how long?
I have one layover that's 13 hours. I know, but it's cool because it'll be in London, and that way we can kind of explore a little bit. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
wow, that's a really
Yes,
good flight you have.
I'm
I
really
bet.
excited.
Oh, I'm excited for you. It's so real.
For those of you who don't know, when this episode is being released, Leah will be in Portland, and I will be here a day away from, no, 2 days away from my flight where our Europe adventure, well, my,
Right.
the Europe adventures begin. So that means we haven't seen each other for about a week now.
Yeah, and that's gonna be really weird.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're linking back up like over a month.
Yeah.
Not seeing each other. Maybe like a month. We're probably not going to see each other for like a month and a half.
Yeah, a month and a half, which would be probably the longest we've gone since.
Mexico.
Yeah, you've been in Mexico.
Yeah.
And before that, back in high school.
No, when you lived in.
Oh, yeah, I
Alaska.
definitely lived in Alaska. I feel like I was coming back a lot, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
anyway, so when you started flying when you were like a baby, huh?
Yeah. So my first flight ever, I want to say I was about 3 years old.
Okay.
3 years old. I don't remember much about it, but I do remember my mom having this cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
It's Destiny's Child's second album, The Writings on the Wall. And I remember listening to that.
Yeah, on the plane?
That's a memory that
Oh,
I have
wow.
being on the plane.
That's cool. That's real
That's
cool.
my first time. I was about 3 years old.
Okay. I started when I was a child, too, but not that young. I want to say I was probably like 7.
Mm-hmm.
And me, my older brother Brandon, and the brother right underneath me, Anthony, we were going to Atlanta to go visit my grandma. So we got to ride on the plane as like unaccompanied minors, and that was really cool. I remember having a bunch of snacks. I remember having a portable DVD player. And I think we watched this movie called Rough Air, which I don't know why we were kids watching this, but that's what we liked at the time. So I remember watching that, and I had like the peppermint spears, like the candy, and I had like a little blue book bag with like Cinderella on it.
What an experience.
Yeah,
right?
it was really
Especially
cool.
for like to be that young. Were you ever scared to fly?
I was not. I was always very, very excited. And being young and flying as an accompanied minor, in my experience, like it was really cool. Like we got like pins that said like American Airline. We got to talk to the pilot. So like it was very comfortable feeling. Everyone made me feel comfortable, so I had no room for fear.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I don't even think I knew to be.
Yeah,
like,
at
afraid.
that age, I
Yeah.
wouldn't imagine. Because Marley, she's been flying in planes since she's about 3 or 4, and she's never once, had that fear. She gets mad when she doesn't get the window seat, but no fear about it whatsoever.
I've only had one experience flying with Marley, but that was the funniest experience to me because this is, I think, all of our first time flying Spirit.
Yes,
This is our
definitely
first
was.
time. Yeah, this is our first time flying Spirit. We're going to California. And when it took off, there's a little bit of turbulence, and Marley just screamed. It was like a long scream, but like the little shout she let out was so funny to me.
I didn't even remember that. I was probably like, "What are you doing? Like, this ain't your 80th flight. Relax."
It was hilarious though. It was a little rough when it took
Okay.
off. Yeah.
I was gonna say, have you ever had like any like crazy turbulence where you kind of got a little like,
No, not really. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I've like chuckled at myself and was like, "Ooh, all right now."
yeah,
But nothing too bad where I was like nervous. I
yeah,
don't know why, but I have been watching videos lately. It's popped up on my timeline and it made me go to like the other videos like it on TikTok. But it's like planes with a really bad turbulence and everyone shouting.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody made it out safe. So
Right,
like,
yeah. Turbulence. I mean, most of the time turbulence to me is a little exciting because I've never experienced anything crazy.
not exciting.
I mean, because it's nothing crazy, but there was a flight, and I hate that I can't remember where I was going. I really don't know, but I remember the turbulence was so bad that the captain got on and like talked to us about it, and he was like, "You're probably gonna be going into some more, so just stay seated and buckled up."
Right.
And everyone was like, but I'm just like, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know turbulence got as bad as like it can until I saw those videos and like people are flying up, hitting the roof of the plane and stuff.
When I was younger, I used to kind of have like a desire to be in some turbulence, like strong enough that the oxygen mask comes out. But I've grown up. I don't really care for that any much. Yeah, nothing crazy, but just like enough to be like, you felt that?
Up the story
yeah.
of your flight.
Exactly. So I could get on the podcast and say, so I was on the flight this one time and the air mask came down. But I'll let you guys know if that ever happens.
Yeah,
now I'm cool.
I'll let you have that.
Yeah, now I'm cool on it, to be honest, and now I don't need to experience it.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
Smooth flights only.
I feel like the last few flights I have taken actually have been very smooth landings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like all the flights recently, probably this whole year, have been really smooth landings. So if you've been my pilot, A+ to you.
Okay. Though for a big shout out to the pilots. I
Okay.
feel like all of my pilots have been pretty great.
Yeah.
It's still here.
Okay.
Still flying.
Amen. So did you fly a lot after the first flight, or was it like, here and there into like adulthood and then you start really taking off?
Honestly, so I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. My first flight, it was to Germany. My dad was in the military, and that was our second place that we moved. The first place was North Carolina, but we drove there. We flew to Germany. I remember flying back here for a holiday to visit family.
Yeah.
Then flying back to Germany, and then flying back here to like for
When you
good.
moved. Okay.
And then since then, between then and adulthood, no, I didn't fly.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. I started a little bit later, and I went to Atlanta for a couple years when my grandma lived down there. But then once she moved back up, I didn't fly again until I was a grown up, and I started flying to like California a lot and stuff like that. So you probably were too young to really kind of remember like your comfortability level when you were younger flying. But even thinking like when you first started flying, like as an adult, how has your comfortability evolved? Like, I don't know, when I first started, I had to be at the airport 2 hours ahead of time. I had to make sure I was doing this. I'd sit at my gate like 30 minutes before they board. And now I know my way. I know how airports work. I know what time I have, and like I'm more comfortable. I can go do things. I'm not stressed out about an airport.
Yeah.
Do you see like that involvement for you too?
Definitely, but not in a big way, because I don't feel like it never really felt uncomfortable or a big task to me.
Yeah.
Even like navigating foreign airports, I feel like I've done a really good job, and it hasn't been like a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as comfortability, it's pretty much just.
Yeah.
I love flying.
I love
It's
airplanes
always
too.
chill. I've always had a really chill experience.
Okay.
I mean, there's been times where like delayed flights, missed flights because of previous delayed flights, and that's always uncomfortable.
Okay, yeah.
But
That's still not really,
yeah,
that's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's something about your comfortability.
you.
Yeah, definitely. I was never like, distraught about flying or anything like that, but I think being alone in an airport at first was a little weird for me, like if I'm flying by myself. But over the years, I feel like I own the airports. Like I just be walking around and doing what I want to do. Like, I don't know.
Especially with like if you experience enough long layovers,
Yeah.
you're just bound to get comfortable. Like with me, I'll walk around the whole airport just boop boop boop
Man,
boop boop.
I'll make me a bed and sleep right by the gate if I got a long layover. Get up in the morning, do my work, and lay right back down.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable at the airport for sure. I've slept in I think the airport in Paris, the airport LAX, Cleveland, like you name it, I probably slept there.
I struggle sleeping in airports.
What?
Yeah.
That surprises me for you.
Yeah, I struggle sleeping in airports. Oh my gosh, speaking of sleeping in airports, last time when me and Leah went to Coachella, we thought that we were gonna spend the night at the airport. So what time did we go? Like midnight, maybe?
Probably
Probably went at midnight. Our flights were
6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. I want to say maybe 8 or 7.
Okay.
It was really early. We get to this airport, and we cannot go through the gate. The earliest flight was what?
TSA didn't open until 4 in the morning.
Yeah, and I think the earliest flight, our flight was probably the earliest.
Yeah.
One of the first of the day.
It definitely was.
And I think the airport closes at 8.
TSA?
Yeah.
Probably a little later than that. Probably like 10.
Yeah?
Probably. Because they have late flights too. Like, think about all the red eyes.
Right, but then I thought you had to check in before a certain time.
Yeah, but probably not that much beforehand. TSA, I mean, I don't know about Cleveland, but I definitely used to fly out from LAX to Cleveland. Every time I took that route home, I always took like a 11:55 flight, and I would go through TSA at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, well.
But LAX might be a 24-hour type of thing.
Okay, well, I'll make sure I get to the airport.
Yeah, you need to know.
Yeah, for sure, even more earlier. Because like I said, my flight is 6 in the morning.
Yeah. So what's your plan? Like, gonna just get there early, and you said you can't sleep there, so what are you gonna do? Just work?
Well, I might get there early, and I'm planning on getting there early enough to where I can go through TSA.
Right.
Edit some content that we have, in the works.
Mm-hmm.
And then just vibe.
Yeah. Until it's time to
just
go.
vibe until it's time to go.
Okay.
But then again, it's kind of like I'm about to leave my mom, and my dad. I want to hang out with them until like the very last minute.
Right. Speaking of like TSA and everything, what's your feelings on TSA? Love them, hate them? Obviously, you don't love them. Who loves TSA? Except for they keep us safe. Thank you, TSA.
Yeah, definitely keep us safe. I don't mind it unless I have a whole bunch of stuff with me. But usually it's a smooth ride for me. Even if the line's long. What I really can't stand, what annoys me the most is going through customs though.
Yeah.
Like that's draining.
It takes so long. It always takes so long.
You can be in line for about an hour.
Yeah, and please don't have a layover.
Right. Trying to make it to your next flight.
Just to be like, yeah, I got some chocolate. Like, they're crazy.
Okay. Super hungry.
Always.
No time to grab yourself something to eat.
Always. Yeah, TSA doesn't bother me either. I kind of don't like maybe the older like TSA lines where you have to take out any electronic bigger than a cell phone, because I have my work laptop, my personal laptop, Molly's tab. Like, it's just too much stuff sometimes. But I do love when I'm traveling with Marley, because kids under a certain age, they make you just go through the thingy-majig, the metal detector versus the scanner. And Molly gets to don't take her shoes off, which I would love to pay for TSA pre-check. That's something I kind of regret not doing yet, because Having to take out your shoes and wait in that line is
Right.
something that calls my name.
I always feel like it's going to be a waste of money for me. 'Cause
Really?
I'm like, I don't fly that much, and then like
But,
next
if
thing
you
I
look
know,
at-
there's like 3 flights planned.
Yeah. It's good for like 5 years, I think. So
Oh, that's moving.
yeah, it's like $85. It's like super cheap. I don't know why I haven't done
Yeah,
it
I
yet.
never did that much research into it.
Yeah.
I was just-
How do you prep for
I'm
your
being honest.
How do you prep for your flights?
So with my flights, last week we talked about the podcast when it came to road tripping,
Mm-hmm.
and I said I'll always say that I need to do my playlist beforehand,
Right.
and then I won't do the playlist until I'm in the car. But with flying, it's a little different.
Okay.
I'm always ready.
Okay.
I'm always ready. I don't really have an in-flight playlist, but I have a takeoff playlist.
Well, what are some songs on the
Have a
takeoff
takeoff
playlist? Like, what is that?
playlist.
Like, what kind of, or even just paint me the picture. Like, what kind of vibe are you?
I love luxury songs.
Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
So I'll pretend I'm in a private jet.
Okay.
Manifest them.
Boom.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. That makes
I
sense.
take
to
that
me.
as an opportunity.
Okay. So then, are you pretty much listening to music your whole flights, or do you get some books in there, podcasts,
Most of the time.
movies?
Most of the time it's movies.
Okay.
Most of the time I'll watch me a movie. But no, the last few flights I've been getting in some good audiobooks.
Okay. I would say I
Yeah.
do love audiobooks. I like reading a nice book in front of me. It's just not all the time I do it. I do get a little sleepy sometimes.
Yeah.
So you have any movies like on your list for now?
No, I don't. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
So
So
that's
when
something
you,
I do last minute.
I say when
like-
you guys hear this, make sure you guys leave us some comments for what Khalid should be putting on his watch, his
Yes,
downloading list
please.
for this flight. Because 10
Please.
hours, he could definitely get a few movies in there.
You hear me? And it's early flight.
Yeah.
It's early flights. Like my flights to Lisbon, they were at night. So
Yeah.
like I got to sleep a little bit when I could. I struggle sleeping on planes. Not just airports.
That
in the
blows
plane,
my
too.
mind because I will be laid out. Like, I don't care what's going on around me. I'm going to get comfortable. Shoes going to be off. And I'm going to be laid out. I'm going to just be feeling all the bumps with the airplane and just.
I can
great.
never get like comfortable enough. I
Yeah.
feel like I can never get comfortable enough.
I mean, you're going to be uncomfortable either way. So you might as well
Right, that's why I
might as well
just
sleep a little bit. No.
podcasts, movies, my audiobooks and music just
Yeah.
keep me up. I might get like a few seconds in.
Mm-mm.
That's what it is. It's like intervals.
Man, I fell asleep on my 45-minute flight from LAX to Vegas. Like, I will fall asleep. I can't help it. Cannot.
Which flight?
From LAX to Las Vegas?
Were you drinking on that flight?
No.
Wait a minute. That's only an hour.
It's 45 minutes. And I was laid out.
Yeah, you're different. I wish.
Mm.
I wish.
I'm
I'm getting cramped up.
You're not that much bigger than me either, so you wouldn't think you'd be that.
Yeah, I struggle.
And
I struggle sometimes.
good thing for me, I travel with Marley a decent bit, so like whenever I'm with her, typically it's just me and her in a row, and we get to stretch out. So we laid out.
Yeah, during like, the end of COVID times where
Yeah.
it was okay for us to start traveling again, but like right when it
Right, everyone
was
wasn't
getting
traveling.
okay, yeah, I was one of the testers making sure it was okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like the planes were empty.
Oh my gosh.
We got lucky and
Yeah.
spoiled.
It was amazing.
Damn near private jet.
This one flight, I ended up not flying it because the first officer was late. But I got onto the plane, and all the flight attendants are like, "Hi, welcome, Leah. Welcome to your private jet." Because it was literally, I was the only ticketed person on that flight, but they were still wanting to fly it because they needed to get that plane back to Ohio. So it was so cool. They they like, here, sit wherever you want in first class. They brought me like this water. They're like, you guys want some wine? You want this? And it was just amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I hope I'm the only one on this flight to Berlin.
Okay, same. Even though I'm in a 3-row plane, so I know it's about to be packed.
I just hope it's not. That's what I just hope it's not packed.
Yeah.
It's a Tuesday.
Did you like look and
Early in
see
the
like how many
morning.
seats are still like available for purchase on your flight?
I have not, because I booked through Kiwi, so I'm not going to be able to see that until I check in.
Okay.
It's the only like sucky thing about getting your tickets from third party
Yeah.
websites. But Kiwi's pretty lit.
Kiwi's definitely lit.
Kiwi's pretty lit. I ended up getting a round trip ticket that was over $200 cheaper than a one way.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Kiwi, you definitely know how to find the deals.
No, for sure, for sure.
So you're flying into Berlin
Yes.
in Atlanta, New York. Do you remember? Did you live in Berlin or fly into Berlin when you were little?
I don't remember where we flew into.
Okay.
But I lived in Heidelberg.
Okay. I don't know how far away or close that may be, but
Heidelberg, I believe, is about 4 or 5 hours away on the train.
okay. So it's like this might be the same one you went into. You said you're pretty good at navigating in foreign countries. How do you feel Germany's going to be? Because I've been in some foreign countries, but I've been, Mexico, which is Spanish, which they have the English, and it's kind of easy to know what's what a little bit, 'cause I'm a little more versed in that. And then I was in Spain and France, and I don't know, everything would seem simple, but Germany, you know any words in Germany? Are you a little nervous with finding things?
No.
You're just...
No, I'm not nervous, but I'm more excited than nervous.
Okay.
Because if it's a challenge, then I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
It's something new. But honestly, I think it's gonna be.
Yeah,
easy.
I feel like too.
How much different can an airport?
Well, airports.
I know the language barriers, but
airports can be so vastly different. But I feel like the way that they're different is just how they look, the experience of it, not finding your gate is still your gate. You know, you still need to scan your ticket. You still got to find your seat. That part of it's pretty standard. But just seeing a whole new airport in a different country, I don't know, it's just so cool. Because I remember when I went to France and we saw the airport, and it had this escalator, this slanted escalator. I don't know, everything just looked so cool. And it was so...
Okay, I can see what you're saying. So my last time in Portugal, on my way to Portugal, my flight to New York was delayed. And then when we finally arrived to New York, my flight to Lisbon was taking off. Right.
Oh my gosh.
So they had to put me on a flight to Paris. And then from Paris, I flew to Lisbon. But when I got to Paris, it was a little confusing.
Yeah.
It was a little confusing, and only had 30 minutes to find the next gate.
Yeah. See, give me the map.
I made it.
Let me see the airport map, please.
No, for real. And it's really sucky when you have to get off the plane and then get on a train
to get to another terminal.
And
yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, for sure. They gave me 5,000 travel points.
Yeah.
For that, yeah.
Nice. Have you ever... Is that the only flight you've missed?
No. I missed a flight to North Carolina. I don't remember who I was flying with, but they just put me on a new flight. That's usually what happens. They'll just put you on a new flight if you miss your flight. So you ain't got to stress too much about it unless you fly with Spirit. They're going to charge you.
Well, the only flight that I've ever missed was a flight with Spirit, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I was supposed to go to LAX. And I was running late. But they still closed the door earlier than they were supposed to. And anyway, so they weren't going to let me on the plane. And I was complaining, of course, because I know how y'all closed that door too early. I know you did. But it was fine. They were willing to just let me fly on the next flight, but the next flight was a whole 24 hours. And I had really important plans in California. I had a show to go to that night. So I had to just book a flight with another airline super early the next morning. But they were going to give it to me for free. So
that's annoying.
I don't know if it's because it was their fault they were willing to give it to me for free or what, but Spirit was cool about it too.
Yeah. There's a lot of horror stories with Spirit, and I try to defend them because my experiences with Spirit have been cool, even flying to Mexico.
Yeah.
But this last time, both flights to Cali and then from Cali were delayed.
Wasn't that the time?
Wait. Your flight was delayed too, and we had different return flights.
When was this?
Our last time in LA.
Coachella?
Yep.
We had different. Oh, we did have different flights.
Returning flights, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say last year of Coachella. Dang, I didn't realize I actually fly Spirit quite a few times because I really didn't think I did. But last year, I think I flew Spirit to Coachella, and on the way that we were supposed to, like the day that we were supposed to be leaving, the flight got canceled. It was delayed, and then canceled. But they put me in a hotel room. They actually gave us 2 hotel rooms. So we had 2 tickets on our party, 2 hotel rooms, a voucher for food, and a bunch of I think points or something for the flight. And we weren't even on a Spirit flight next. They put us on a Delta flight for the next day and paid for our hotel and paid for our food. Nice. So I don't have any horror stories for Spirit either, except for like the seating. Like it's a budget airline for sure. You're not gonna get a lot of room. You're not gonna get the amenities of snacks and stuff, but they treat me decent.
Now, what's your favorite airline?
Alaska, but I don't ever fly them anymore because I don't live in Alaska anymore. But that was my favorite. And then I used to always say United, but I really like Delta a lot now.
I love Delta. Delta's my number one.
Yeah, it makes sense.
My number one. It used to be American.
American was the first one I ever flew, and I feel like the only American line that I have not flown, other than like some cheaper options, has been Southwest. I don't think I've ever flown Southwest, which is crazy.
I flew Southwest to Mexico. Now, I forgot. I ain't gonna lie. That was my only time flying Southwest, but I really did enjoy those.
You get like 2 free bags, and like you get to sit in any seat you want, right?
Okay. Definitely Southwest over American.
Okay. Well, there you go, Southwest.
For my rankings right now, for top 3, Delta, Southwest, American.
Okay. I'm going to say, in order, I'm going to say Delta, but I really want to say Alaska. The only reason I'm not saying Alaska is because they're not in Cleveland. They might be now, but they were never in Cleveland. So Delta, Alaska, and then United. I really fuck with United.
I don't think I ever flew United. I
Never?
have.
You had to have. United, I feel like they fly everywhere.
No, Frontier. I flew Frontier, and it was what I thought Spirit was going to be.
Okay, yeah, it's just a budget one for sure.
Yeah, my experience with Spirit is better than Frontier.
Yeah, I think I've only flown Frontier literally once, if ever. So I don't really have anything to say about that. How was your experience with like foreign airlines? You've flown with a foreign airline, right?
I haven't.
No?
I haven't.
Wow.
Well, actually, yes.
Okay.
The flight from Paris to Lisbon.
Okay, do you know who it was?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember.
So when I first went to Europe back in 2018, 19, whatever, we flew this airline called Wow Air that doesn't exist anymore. It was super cheap. We got a round trip from Detroit to Paris for $313.
Wow.
Yeah, literally insane. So, but they don't exist anymore because literally maybe like 2 weeks after we got back from Paris, they were all over the news because they had like stranded a whole bunch of people in Paris because like their airline just, stopped working, didn't have enough money, went under. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How do you strand?
I know, crazy. And then I've flown Ryanair. I fly Ryanair again, this time getting to Spain. But this time I have 2 more airlines I've never heard of before.
Mm-hmm. I was about to ask, how's Ryanair?
I like Ryanair. I feel like Ryanair was the one that I had a seat, and my seat number was like 1A, so I was like the very first door, the very first seat. That was really cool. And I also think that was the one where I was super, super intoxicated on it. But they were, so nice to me. I wasn't belligerent or anything, but they were super nice to me, gave me everything I needed. So I like Ryanair.
Speaking of getting drunk on a plane.
Oh my gosh.
I've only been drunk on a plane twice.
Okay.
The first time was with you, is when we went to LA around the time of my birthday.
Okay. Yeah, that was the best flight I've ever had in my life to this day.
Yeah, same here. Like, not debatable.
Yeah.
Not debatable.
Just met some cool people, and I don't know. It was just really fun.
Right.
We got yelled at by the flight attendants.
Yeah, like, they weren't, like, rude about it. They were just like, all right, y'all.
Not yelled at. They just talked to, like, y'all loud. We made friends with, like, these guys who were sitting, like, next to us. It was so cool because, like, Monty was in front of us with the stranger. Then it was me, Marley, and a stranger. and then Khalid behind us. So we were all
By
like in
myself.
a row. Yeah. So we were all like in front of him and in back of each other. So we were all close, and we had some new people, and we were just they were friendly. We had drawing competitions and just talked, and we all just kept ordering more and more drinks and just having a grand time.
Yeah,
It was
really
great.
lit. And then one of the guys we met, we ended up meeting up with them like
Oh
in the middle of the
yeah.
trip, had dinner with them,
Went to the beach
went
and
to
played in
the
the beach all
beach.
night.
Yeah,
It was great.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how he's doing.
I know. I still have. Well, I think you have his hoodie right now,
Yeah.
but his hoodie is still in our possession.
It's not like we stole it or anything.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy who let us use it because we were cold. What was the time you got drunk on a plane? Because me, I drink on planes.
The second time, I was on my way back from Lisbon. I don't remember which time, but I know it was one of them. And the flight attendant, she gave me like this sparkling seltzer, and it was really good. She was like, "I got a little surprise for you." She like went to the bottom and she handed it to me. It was really good. It got me like fucked up off of like
just
wine.
one.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was funny because I was not expecting it. I was like, "Oh, I feel."
there's something I think honestly, like you being so high up in the air, like the altitude of it makes the airplane drinks just hit you harder.
Maybe.
Because
I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like every time like I'll just get like a shooter and mix it, and I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be this lit yet.
No,
But Miss Flight Attendant, can I get another one?
I'm lit. I think it was my first time. It was after my first time in Lisbon because I remember I was feeling very emotional, like good emotional, like loving life, feeling grateful, loving myself.
Yeah.
And I was just on that plane crying and crying and crying.
That's so beautiful. There's something about like after like a really good trip, just looking out the window of a plane and just letting the tears flow.
That's
so
how you know
beautiful.
the trip like did what it was supposed to do.
Definitely. Oh man. I love flights. They can be so beautiful. How do you feel about long layovers?
Long layovers can be cool. I haven't had a long layover where I went and explored the city.
Okay.
But I have had long layovers where I've just walked around the airport and
that's normally what I do as well. I feel like the longest layover I had was probably like 4 or 5 hours, 6 at the max. The only reason why I'm even leaving the airport when I go to London is because it's a self-transfer anyway. Yeah. So I have to go get my bags and go through TSA again anyway, so I might as well just rent a car, take my bags, and explore the city for a little bit. So, but yeah, I don't normally ever have super long ones. Or like, if they are long ones, like I planned it out. Like when we went to Europe, we only really wanted to go to Ibiza, but I just planned out a long layover and then we ended up just doing it for like a couple days here, a couple days here.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Speaking of another thing about layovers, here's a little tip for you guys. So sometimes, let's say, a flight might be cheaper from Cleveland to Washington. That a flight will be cheaper than a trip that's from Cleveland directly to LA. But that trip to Washington might have a layover in LA. It's okay to book that flight to Washington, get off at your layover spot, and stay there. That's a little something that we did, and it saved us a lot of money.
It's okay, but the airlines don't like it, so don't tell them that we told y'all that one.
No, for sure.
And also, don't be afraid to like I said, to make your own layovers, because like when I was first looking for my flight to Spain, they wanted probably, I think, $600 more than what I actually paid by just kind of making my own stops. Like, okay, I'm gonna fly from Cleveland to here, and then from here to Paris, and then from Paris to Spain, versus just them giving whatever layovers they wanted me to have to get to Spain. Because maybe me stopping in Charlotte versus DC is gonna cost $200, and then me stopping in Lisbon instead of Paris is gonna be another $200. So it pays to look around a little bit.
Right. And also like websites like Kiwi.com, sometimes they'll even do it for you and find you like the best routes to take.
Yeah, definitely look around, like, because like it's definitely possible to travel on a budget. So if that's something that you're like, oh, I don't fly, I don't take trips because I just can't afford it, you might be lying to yourself if you just try a little bit and see what you might be able to actually work with something.
Yes, and if you have more than 3 hours in the airport, don't be afraid to explore. I want to say maybe LA. I don't think I was in LAX. I could have been. But I went and explored the different terminals, and I found a P.F. Chang's.
It was LAX because remember, it definitely was LAX.
and I found a PF Chang's in the at the international
Yeah.
terminal, and I was
Okay.
really excited because airport food can be so expensive.
Yeah.
There's always like one or two cool spots that like you can get your bang for your buck.
Right. Yeah. And I was gonna say some of the really big airports that don't be afraid to leave the terminal, because Seattle, their airport is huge, so big. But like they have a train to go to different terminals, but their options of food is so big. You just can't be afraid to like get on that train. You got an hour. Get on that train. Go to the next terminal. Get that food and come back.
Right. Do you have a favorite airport?
Favorite airport? I don't think I have a favorite airport. I just have airports that I'm very comfortable with. Like, very, very comfortable in Cleveland. I know it like the back of my hand. I know how to get there. I liked Alaska's. It was small, but it was like I knew it was small enough that you knew exactly where you're going, even if you weren't there from there a lot. I like LAX because I feel like it was always easy for me to get in right where I need to go.
Yeah.
Atlanta's airport.
I love Atlanta's airport.
So big. So it's kind of fun just to like kind of roam around that one. And New York's cool too, just because I feel like they have a lot of food options, and I like to like drink some wine in New York.
You said New York? I cannot stand
Well,
New York's
what's New York? What airport? Because I think
JFK.
really
The prices are just way too expensive for the food. Like, I mean, I get it because like it's airport or whatever, but like also calm down.
I feel like they're like just about everywhere. Well, I don't know. I think I went to JFK one time because I normally just drive to New York, but I like sat down at like this little restaurant and I had a salad and like 2 glasses of wine, and it was under $30. So I thought that was decent.
Maybe I gotta find that spot.
Yeah, probably in the wrong terminal.
Right. No, for sure. No, one cool experience that I did have, I met Josh Hutcherson at
Oh my
JFK.
gosh! And you saw what's his name from
Friends from Love and Hip Hop and Bad Boys.
Yeah,
LAX.
you definitely see cool people.
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson was like the coolest though.
That was really cool.
I was sitting at the bar on the phone with Leah, and I'm like, this guy looks just like Josh Hutcherson, like over here. And then he's on the phone, he starts speaking, and I'm like, he even sounds like Josh Hutcherson. And I'm like, Leah, I'm gonna try to take a picture for you. But it didn't like really work out. So when I was going back to my gate, I like stopped and I went to him. I was like, excuse me, I don't know. I'm like, have anyone ever told you look exactly like Josh Hutcherson? He was like, yeah, it's me. I was like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's me, guys. That's
like,
so
that's
funny.
crazy. No, he was really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever saw anybody on a plane that like or on an airport that I knew
Not
like
yet, at
like
least.
famous or known a celebrity.
Yeah.
I definitely thought when I first started traveling and like I would go to LA, I was so sure I was gonna see like someone famous, and my whole life was about to change. So I used to go there dressed to the nines, like looking good as ever, sure that someone's about to come up and swoop me up.
As many as times as you've been in LAX, I'm surprised it hasn't happened.
No, I don't know what
At
I'm in.
least-
I'm in the
at
wrong
very
terminal.
least reality star. right?
Yeah, I'm in the wrong terminal. Obviously, I don't know. No one was going to Alaska.
That's funny.
Oh man,
Well, yeah, it's getting late. It's
It
getting
is.
late. And this episode is being recorded the night Leah leaves.
yeah,
Or the night before Leah leaves.
yep. So, I hope you guys really have enjoyed these beginning episodes
yeah.
with us.
He's like, I think these are like very much introductional episodes.
Building blocky, like getting
Right.
everything put in place for what's to come.
Yeah, showing you guys a little bit about us, the topics that we're going to be hitting on, our vibes.
Right, where we come from.
Right. And it's about to be even bigger and better.
It's about to be. It's up, y'all. It's really up for us.
Nice. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these, like I said, introductional episodes.
These intro episodes.
But we're going to be going on a little break.
A little hiatus as we transition from
Yes.
America to Europe.
Oh, this is insane now.
It is. So we know you guys are going to miss us, but please stay tuned for when we come back.
For sure. Follow us on our Instagrams, even the podcast Instagram, because we're going to be uploading, to our story, uploading reels, so you know what's going on.
Keeping you guys on all updated.
Yes, this week I'll be showing you guys, how I kick it in the airport,
Right.
on the plane. Yeah, follow along. Me arriving to Berlin.
Yeah.
First week in Europe. The dance workshop we're doing Sunday.
Oh, that I cannot wait for that one.
I'm a little
I wish
nervous.
I was there.
I'm a little nervous.
You're gonna kill it.
Thank you.
You're gonna kill it.
Thank you. But we'll be back
September
10th.
So stay tuned.
And what else? Yeah,
we gotta drop the handles.
Oh yeah. You can follow me at eternal.lid. You can follow us at the podcast at As We Go the Podcast.
And you can follow me personally at lee.ahh5. We thank you guys so much for listening. Please follow along for our journey and don't forget about us because we will be back September 10th. Mark your calendars. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.